Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about holding staffs and the power and the energy exchange that happens by holding staffs, particularly wooden staffs. I think those are the most common. I think there's other kinds also, but yeah. Before I made this video, I was like kind of stumped on what should I make a video about. So I just kind of grabbed my book on animal totems. And I just, with my left hand, because the left hand is connected to the right side of the brain, which is the feminine, the creative energy, the intuition. So I just kind of flipped through, just picked a random page, then let my left hand fall on wherever it fell. And it landed on this subject about staffs, talking about staffs. So I was like, all right, let me talk about that then. So yeah, I do have a staff. I don't bring it home with me, but when I go out into nature, there's certain spot that I like to hang out in, and I go on the hiking trail, but then I go off the trail in a certain spot. And what first attracted me to this spot was there was these two trees on the incline of a mountain on the side of the trail on the left side. What was that, facing south? But there was just these trees. They were kind of leaning this way, so the branches were coming down. Then there was just this triangle opening to walk through. So it just kind of looked like it was just inviting me to go through there. So I was like, yeah, let me check out that spot. It looks like a nice spot. So I went up there. I went through there and found some flat ground right there. Started hanging out right there, kind of isolated from people. Going into some meditation, qigong, just self-reflection, all kinds of different stuff, altered states of consciousness. And there's a bunch of trees around. It's a nice setting, nice tranquil place to really feel the energy of the earth, the trees, the plants, the birds, the insects, the wind, just all of the elements, everything, nature, everything. Looking at it as a reflection of myself too, thinking about what actually is going on in my mind when a certain bird passes or a gust of wind, things like that. It's just kind of like there's some kind of communication going on once you really start getting familiar with this vibe that's going on out there in nature. And you start to realize it kind of starts picking up on you too. It starts getting familiar with you too, especially when you're coming there and you're like, well, as soon as I step out into nature, I'm like, I open my heart to nature. I'm open to the lessons that it's willing to teach me today. Whatever lesson it is, I want to know. I am open. I open my heart. So there's a lot of communication goes on when I do that kind of stuff. And so hanging around in this area, I did eventually start getting interested. I was like, well, because there's a whole bunch of branches on the floor just from over time. Doesn't look like whoever it is that's in charge of this nature spot doesn't really clean up in those areas. There's a whole lot of branches and the peeling of the trees, the wood, the bark has fallen. It's actually nice though. I've experienced it falling too, just branches and bark, just falling like just right in front of me. Pretty cool experiences. And yeah, so I started getting curious about looking for a staff, and eventually I found one. Um, I wasn't really thinking about it too much, so it was a really thin one. I mean, it was really thin, real thin, and I ended up going into a Y on the edges. It was a Y, and then there was a little point in the middle too that was kind of sticking up. So it was this with the little point like that. So it kind of looked pretty cool. I liked the way it looked, and I would just walk around with that too. When I would get out of that spot, I'd go walk around with it. But what I really started doing was it was maybe yeah, about 4 feet. You can't even see my arms. It was like, yeah, about 4 feet. And when I would stand there and meditate, because I would do a meditation in a standing position, I would get the one edge that wasn't the Y, and I would put it onto my navel. Then the Y section would go down into the earth. It would touch the earth. So I would have this connection between my navel and the earth. And the navel section is a really a strong place of power, of energy within the human. It's in the Thunder Wheel, which is the Thunder Wizard's teachings. Um, the navel represents the unconscious. It represents obstacles that we have that we're not aware of, fears, self-sabotaging kind of things, and it's just an energetic power center for us. Um, you could even do a meditation where you cup your right hand over your left hand, and you cross the thumbs, and you put your palms over your navel, and just breathe deeply. And it's a good way to center yourself, to bring in energy, to store it within your body, and to use it for later. But I started doing this connection with the navel and the earth via the staff. And really started feeling a good exchange of energy with the earth, and just doing deep breathing. And I started looking at it as like an umbilical cord connecting me to Mother Earth. I'm her child. I'm feeling that energy. She's connecting. I'm feeling that connection. A lot of energy exchange going on. And doing things like the Hool breath, which is a teaching of the Thunder Wizard. If you want to type that into YouTube and find out what it is, HUUL breath, type that in. It's a meditation, a qigong practice that connects you to Mother Earth. And I found that doing that with this staff connected from my navel onto the earth, it's really powerful. Really feel that energy. I get jolts of energy. Like, wow, this is powerful. And eventually, as time started going by, a few months later, I started getting interested in getting a thicker, more durable, stable type of a branch. And I ended up finding one in the same area. And this was just basically a stick. It didn't go out into a wire or nothing, but I started using that one too. And I actually store the two of them. I leave them out there in nature, in between these two bushes. I found these two bushes in this area too. That there just happened to be an opening in between these two bushes, and it's like a crawl space. I could go in there, and then I'll turn around and I could see the outside. It's just like a little cave opening. And I'll just kind of squat in there, and I'll do the same thing. I'll put the staff on my navel to the earth, and just feel some energy. So that way I'm seeing it as the whole earth energy is surrounding me, because the whole bushes are covering over my head. So I'm just surrounded by earth energy, by nature, and really it's a powerful exchange. I start feeling those high vibrations. It's really empowering. It's really peaceful. It can really put you in a really dreamy kind of state, almost like you're half asleep, but it's really energizing. It's powerful stuff. But I store those two sticks in that area right there, and they're always there too. But I know a lot of people will take their sticks home, their staffs home with them. For me, for now, I just like to leave it right there. And I usually, since that one has the Y, the other one that doesn't have the Y, I'll put the stick in between the Y too. Kind of look at it as the female and the male, just connecting together, just resting right there, soaking in the energy of the earth. And as soon as I pick it up, I could feel that energy, and it's like almost like I caress them and thank them for the energy exchange. And I put my own energy into these staffs too. So a part of me is being left into the staff and being sent into Mother Earth too, to send these messages back and forth. We feel this. I feel this really good exchange. And when I first grab the stick, when I first get out there, I'll grab it and I'll hold it up to the sky with my left hand. The left hand's a creative hand. And I hold it up first with my left, and then I'll put the right hand over and hold the stick, and then I'll kind of go clockwise 9 times, just saying hello to the 9 worlds. I'll do that when I first get there. Then when I'm done with that, twirling it 9 times, and I'll just hold it up into the air and just let the above, the higher consciousness, know that I'm here to connect. I'm here to connect the earth and the higher consciousness within myself, and to bring balance to the earth through higher consciousness. And the staff it's a connected, it's a tree, so trees are already communicating. They're like antennas. They're communicating the heavenly energy into the earth. And you see a tree, it looks like a spine too. So that represents our spine, our Kundalini energy, maturing and connecting. And a lot of people like to decorate their staffs, symbols, feathers. Some people can just kind of trace the runes into them, whatever runes you feel connected to, or any kind of symbols you could trace them into there, or actually draw them into there. Yeah, but for me, for now, I like to leave the staffs there and just let them soak in energy of the earth. Then when I pick them up, I feel that energy exchange. And they basically represent the journey of life. They're the connection. It's a good conductor of energy between yourself, the earth, and the sky. Ah, man. I got this, my answering machine's on right now. Looks like no one's leaving a message. But yeah, they're good energy centers. Good ways to connect yourself with the earth and the sky. And before I leave to nature, I do the same thing. I twirl the stick 9 times, representing the 9 worlds, and I thank all the worlds for the energy exchange. Hold it up with my left hand, and then I just put it back down into that one spot that I always put it in, and just thank the earth energy for the energy exchange, and then I go on my way. And someday I might bring it home, because it's really it's there. It's out there right now. It's charging with the energy. It's supposed to rain tonight too, so that's another really good energy. It's a really good cleansing kind of energy, the water. Good for the whole environment. The water cleanses everything. And that's there's different kinds of staffs. People use them for protection staffs, journey staffs to go into higher consciousness, healing staffs. It could be a weapon too. I mean, you never know what I'm going to encounter out there in nature if I have to defend myself. But hopefully not, I don't want to do any physical damage out there, But that's all I wanted to talk about. If anybody's interested in getting a Thunder Astrology reading, I'll leave the link on the bottom. It's a form of Vedic astrology, connecting your higher, middle, lower self energies. It teaches about your main karmic lesson in this life, the planet that's really connected to your karma. And I'm going to give you a mantra based on your chart, your personal chart. So this is a personal mantra designed just for you, based on what's the best planet to do a mantra to and the deity connected to it. And this is really empowering. It's going to help you tap into your passions, to your soul's greatest joy. And all in all, it's just going to really energize you. And really, it's a really powerful, effective way to really get to know yourself on a deeper level and get to know how these energies are affecting you, the planets, because it's all about this magnetism, this push and pull that we feel from the universe, because it's really a reflection of us, and we're a reflection of it. We're a part of it. You can almost look at it as like the universe is communicating with itself. It's having a physical experience, us, and it's having that humongous physical experience out there, and the spiritual, the invisible experience. So I'll leave the link on the bottom if anybody's interested in getting one. Love to help you guys out with that. So hope you guys have a good one. Talk to you guys later. Peace.